Okay, I'm using Screencastify, one of the 3 options you have this week as a recording tool. So I'm just going to use this not to do a presentation, but to show you how to create a presentation. So I'm in my Google Drive. I click on New. I go to Google Slides. And the first thing it's going to ask me to do is to pick a theme. Sometimes it takes a little while for mine to open when I'm recording. You also want to, so the first thing, I'm going to keep it simple. Now remember, these are presentations that you're going to use a lot of images, visuals to tell your story. You don't want the theme to distract. So unless it's supporting it, keep it simple, as Gar Reynolds says. So I'm going to keep mine either simple light or light gradient. So I'm going to hit OK. And now the second thing you want to do is click on Untitled and give it a title. Again, you just keep it something related to your presentation. And a third step would be to organize it, move it to a folder. So I'm going to click on the folder and I'm going to put it in a folder that I have for my presentations. And these are sample docs, I think. So move it. So now I'm organized. I've gotten started. I have a blank. It comes up with a blank slide. The first thing you want to do is you can either move this or click on it and give it a title. You can change the size and the font for here. So for instance, I'm going to do a history of bees, for instance, or beekeeping. But I don't like the default Arial. And I don't want to have to change it on each slide. So one thing before I start making a lot of slides is to change the master for all of my presentations or my slides. And to do that, I'm going to go to Slide, Edit My Master. And this way, now I only have to change the font because I'm going to stick to, so if I click on Edit the Master Title Style, I click on that and from Arial, I'm going to change it to, let's see, Droid Serif. And then if I want to do the subtitle and make that Droid Sans. And so that's changed now for all my slides. Now I can also go down here and remember for each new page, it's going to have a title style. I'm going to change that again to Serif. Yeah, and now this is interesting. For each, these are the headers. So for that header, the level, let's see if I can actually click on all at once. Yes, if you click the first, hold the shift and click the last, it will select them all. And those are sans. So now I think I've got most everything. Let's see. Title only. Let's make sure that they're all the same. There we go. Okay, so I'm done. I don't think there's a save button. So I'm going to click X right there, X that out. And see now it changed the fonts automatically for me. Now I'm going to make well, I could bring in a photo that I might want for, again, the beginning of my presentation. I'm not sure I have my photos ready yet, but that's always the first thing to do is have a folder, either a folder in your Google Drive or have them in my albums or somewhere on my computer, have it all ready. I didn't have it ready, so for now, just for this demo, I'm going to go to the search. See if I can find one that'll work. Yes, okay, good. So I already have some of these slides in there. So, but for instance, let's just pick this one and then select. So now I've begun, and I'm going to move that up a little, make that a little smaller, move it around. I'm going to have, again, this slide up. And I'll adjust the style later. I just want to get the basics in here. I'm going to get rid of this box because it'll get in the way later. So you can just make sure it's clicked on and then edit it. So, and again, remember last week we learned about the image options. And we can move transparent or recolor it. So say I wanted this to keep it light, like that, or you can adjust as needed. So I'm just gonna no recolor for now, but I can also make it a little more transparent and put text over it, brighter. So remember that option up there. The other thing would be if I had to resize an image or reset the image, and then here crop it. So if I want to crop it, again, it gives you these little tools. Remember that those are kind of a nice feature for a lot of photos that you might need to crop. So that's, again, basic. So slide 2, there's 2 ways. You can either click right here, this little plus button, or go to slides, new slide. So I'm going to click the plus, and it makes a new slide. Again, add title. This is, again, so we'll go through that. I'm not going to do it now. So when you're done, you have your presentation, and you'll be able to record it. Now, when you're recording it, I'm going to open one that I created earlier. So this is the history of beekeeping. You could click on the present. So you've got Screencastify open, or MoveNote. Well, MoveNote's a little different. So I'm going to click on present. So now it's actually a full screen, and I'm recording, and I'm talking. Here's the history of beekeeping. It's an ancient art. Again, there's records back to ancient Egypt where they kept bees. It moved to the monasteries. And what I found really fascinating with this, the bee hives they made, they actually, the early ones, they were made of clay. These are baskets, but the early ones the Egyptians made in there, and they had to actually, when they got the honey, they actually broke them and ruined the hive for the honey. That actually has become outlawed in modern times. Again, this is a fixed comb hive where you have to break it to get the honey. But now they have movable frames, and you can access it inside. So just kind of interested in beekeeping right now. So essentially that's the how-tos. I would work on my delivery at some point and practice this, and learn if I were to do this as a presentation on beekeeping. So if you have any questions, I like the Screencastify. It's pretty simple. And I'm going to close this, and at some point I'll show you use the tutorials on how to. You'll see once it's finished, there's a upload to either Drive or YouTube. So I'm going to close, stop recording.